Last week, the message was, जिन्ना मिलिया प्रभ अपना नानक तिन कुर्बान माग सोचे से कांडिए जिन पूरा गुर मेहरबान। जिन्ना मिलिया प्रभ अपना, those who have finally arrived. Where have they arrived? At their original source, Prabh Apana. Those who have arrived at their original source, they are the real chosen one. They are the real blessed ones who have been able to fill the gap between themselves and that creative energy. Only those are the pure ones. Maj Suche Se Kandiya. They are the pure ones because they have been blessed by Him. Is this something that's completely dependent on Him, or is it something that is completely dependent on us? And the answer is, it is dependent upon both. We have to do our part of the work, and then He does His part. But we have to take that initiative. We have to start off with it. That's why Jinni Milaya Prabha. Those who made enough effort, look at every barrier between the soul and the Creator, and one by one they eliminated the barriers. Whatever it took them to eliminate the barrier, they continued working on it. Once those barriers were removed, then He opened His door wide open. And when that happens, how do we know it has happened? Because it could be our illusion also. Our mind could be playing the tricks with us. Our mind can create any illusion that we want it to be created, positive or negative. Our mind can create our own hell. It can create our own heaven. It's all our choice. So when we say those who have arrived, the immediate question will be, how do we know that it is not an illusion? I have shared with you the story of that mystic, Sufi mystic, because in Islam, normally the woman is not given any credit for anything. But this was a Sufi saint. The name was Lullaby. Lullaby was meditating, and one morning she called one of her disciple and folded a piece of paper, put it in the envelope, and gave it to the disciple and said, "Take it to my master." The disciple came to the other missionary where her master was. He handed over the envelope. The master opened the envelope and started reading it. The disciple noticed that that paper is completely blank. There's nothing written on it. But the master is reading as if the whole history of life is in it. The disciple was very baffled. But he didn't say anything. The master passed that plain white sheet of paper around all the people sitting on the dais. And every single one read that piece of paper exactly the same way. And then it came back to the master. Master took that piece of paper, opened a book, and at the book inserted that page. Then took another piece of paper, folded it, put it back into the same envelope, and said, "Take it back to Lullaby." He brought that to Lullaby. Lullaby opened the envelope, read it, and started dancing. And the disciple looks at the paper, and that is also blank. Nothing is written on it. While Lullaby is dancing and he's going nuts, he drops on her feet and says, "Before you continue your dance, what is going on here?" And she said, "Of all the years of my penance and meditation, this morning was the first time when I had that experience." But immediately question came, is this experience the real one, or my mind is playing tricks with me? So I gave you an envelope and sent a message to my master that this morning I am like this sheet of paper. No memory, no thought, no experience, no attachments, no anger, no greed, no desire. Nothing is written on it. I'm blank now. Please validate it. And when 12 of his disciples sitting with him validated that you are seeing the real one, it is not your own mind's creation, he sent another piece of paper back and kept my piece of paper, because that book is the scripture for all the Sufis. In that book, there are only unwritten pieces of paper. Every time a body achieves that state of complete emptiness, we add a piece of paper in it. That's it. Because all of your experiences, as you see them, you will need a validator, because the mind can actually do create these things. That is why the message was, Jinna milya prabhapana, those who have achieved it. But what is the proof? Maag suche se kandiye jin pura bur meherwan. That blessing is validated by the master. The complete master will validate that. You by yourself cannot say, "I have arrived." Okay. So what is the final conclusion of this 12 paragraph series, what we took as 12 months? So we are on the 12th paragraph today. The first paragraph was Kirt karam ke bichde. The separation is because of our choices. And we started the journey. Step by step. If you do this, this is going to happen. If you do that, this is going to happen. And in the last 11 paragraphs, we saw that. The final paragraph. And how the word can confuse you. When you read the word in the scripture, it is Fulgun. And we change it into Fulgun. Right? Fulgun the meaning. This is the month of Fulgun. No, the word is Fulgun. Ful means the fruit. Gun means positive characteristics. Guna means what the good qualities are. Because we walked through the life and saying these negative qualities are continuously creating a gap between you and him. And this is how, through the meditative process, you can get rid of the negative aspect of it and start getting closer to him. Today is the conclusion of that. Saying, Fulgun anand upaarjanaa. The fruit of your labor, the conclusion of your effort. You sowed a seed of a tree, which was a tree of meditation, and now it is bearing the fruit because you've been nurturing that tree. And what is the fruit? Anand. Complete bliss. It is not happiness. It is bliss. Bliss is not the same thing as happy. Because happiness is on the outer surface. Mind, body gets happy. But the soul feels the bliss. A total peace and quiet. It's not heaven. Because in the heaven you are dancing and enjoying, isn't it? You're having fun. It's not heaven. That description doesn't fit here. It is total isness. There is no object, there is no subject, there is no action or reactions. There is just one. The feeling of oneness. Not even slightest amount of a wave on the ocean. The whole surface is without a single wave. If you want to see the difference, take a piece of paper and try to draw a straight line with your hand. And then take a ruler, put the ruler next to that line and draw another line with the ruler. Can you see the difference between two lines? The one which was drawn by free hand and one which was drawn with a ruler next to it. It's very easy to recognize that. Why? Because a ruler takes away the minutest vibration in your hand while it was driving. When you draw a line with a ruler, all those vibrations are taken out. Similarly, when the ocean is quiet on the surface, it's like a line drawn with a ruler. If there is a slightest disturbance, it might look quiet on the surface, but it has slight waves. Those slight waves are indication of the mind still operating, not sitting quietly. The blissfulness comes when the mind is sitting so quietly as if it's not there at all. That is anand. Fulgun anand upaarjanaa har sajan pargatay aaye. Har sajan. Har means the creator. Sajan means the friend. Pargatay means to present the self out. Just appear. Just to manifest. That creator just manifests from within you. It's already hiding. We already know that. He comes out of the hiding and presents himself. That is the sign of perfect bliss. Where did it come from? Fulgun. It is the fruit of your good karma, good characteristics. So it is summing up the process that we have gone through over the past 11 weeks. Fulgun anand upaarjanaa har sarjan pargatay aaye, sant sahaa-ee raam ke kar kirpaa dee-aa milaa-ay. The right way it reminds us. Now, because you are in a blissful state, if you start thinking that it is because of what you did, it's going to disappear. A quick, immediate remember. Sant sahaa-ee raam ke. Ram means the creator. Those who are already closer to him, sant. They are called saints, sant. Sant. And they are helping. They are the helpers. For what? Help others to arrive. They help. Why did they help? Because of his command to help you. Kar kirpaa dee-aa milaa-ay. They made it happen by guiding gracefully, blissfully, to keep on prompting you. So it is not your doing. It is his grace manifested through his servants. Those who have already gone there, those who have already done that. sayj suhaavee sarab sukh hun dukhaa nahi jaa-ay. Now, the physical life on this planet will have a totally different quality. Sayj literally means bed. Suhaavee means very enjoyable. Sarab sukh means all kind of happiness. Hun dukhaa nahi jaa-ay means now the sensation of discomfort has disappeared. But what it is saying, it's not talking about physical life. It's talking of the total quality of life on the planet. As far as those individuals, which individuals? Fulgun anand upaarjanaa har sarjan pargatay. Those who have manifested him. The quality of life for them is not between positive and negatives anymore. Sukh positive, dukh negative. The whole drama changes. For argument's sake, the host comes to you and says, would you have a cup of tea? And you say, sure. Would you like sweet and sugar in it? Then the next question will be, how many? What if he says, if it's there, it's fine, if there, it's not, it's fine? How would you react? How can you drink tea without sugar if you are not used to? Why don't you tell me? And he says, I'm telling you. What? If you feel like, put something in it. If you don't feel like, don't put something in it. But it's not a question of my feeling like. You are going to drink the tea. Let me repeat. Tea without sugar is okay, tea with sugar is okay. The question is meaningless, insignificant. Whatever get the monkey off your back is okay. Try somewhere. A very simple experiment. If you are used to drinking with sugar, just pick up the cup and don't put any and drink it and see what your mind body system does to you. Or if you are used to drinking without it, put a couple of spoons in it and then see what your mind and system does it to you. What do you think the mind and body system is going to do? It's going to say, I don't like it. I want it different. That means you are still with the positive end. You still can distinguish them. One of the biggest complaints about me of all my friends and my family is that they don't know what kind of food I like. Is it okay? Is it salt, pepper, or in balance? Yeah. You want something more, something less? No. That annoys the hell out of them. One of my friends in New York actually, who knew me since 1962, we were class fellows in our inter-college. He is now in New York, city architect, New York City. He stopped completely. He said, I cannot be with you. I feel very uncomfortable in your presence because I said, why? I don't know, you have changed so much from the college days. What is making you so uncomfortable? Well, I don't know if you're happy with me or not. I said, I'm telling you I'm happy. No, I think you are not telling the truth. Wait a minute. You're calling me a liar right on my face? And he said, yeah. Because I have not met a person for whom everything is okay. Wearing, sleeping, eating, drinking, getting. How can that be? You must be a fake. And he stopped calling, stopped waiting. Okay, that's your journey. When you get to that stage, when you are in this path, then sayj suhaavee sarab sukh hun dukhaa nahi jaa-ay. You want to see if you are getting closer? Tonight, do not sleep in your bed. take a pillow and throw it on the floor and see what your mind-body system say. Wherever your bones are touching the floor, is going to say, what are you doing? It's not soft. Many people have a very common statement. I couldn't sleep last night. Why not? Because I was not in my own bed. So much so, some people will tell me, I could sleep because I was on the other side of the bed than the normal. I normally sleep on this side. Look at the conditioning of the mind. How it is going to the world of God where there is no positive or negative. There is nothing good or bad. There is nothing right or wrong. There is nothing holy or sinful. The sinner and angel belongs to the earth, not to the God. There is no angel there. There is no human there. There is no devil there. We made it. Because we are fond of putting label after label after label. So you can see through as to if you are on that journey for the 11 weeks, according to the things that we went through, it says, Fulgun anand upaarjanaa har sajan pargatay aaye, sant sahaa-ee raam ke kar kirpaa dee-aa milaa-ay. With his blessings and the help of those who have gone ahead of you, now you have arrived. He has personified himself from within you. Sayj, suhaavee. Living on this planet, sarab, sukh, all kinds of positive energy. Hun dukhaa nahi jaa-ay. Now, negative energy doesn't stand a chance. Because they will both go together. You cannot get rid of the dukhaa, the negative energy, without also losing the positive energy, which is our basic conflict. We disagree with the creation's design on this universe. Everybody says, leave the positive, take the negative away. Everybody disagrees with the Creator's design. Negative should not be there. And the Creator says, I'll ask you a simple question. Go write a story where there is no villain, everybody is a hero. Then come back the day you can do that. But we don't understand that. This is a game, this is a play, this is a drama between positive and negative. It is the same tongue that's going to taste the bitter as well as the sweet. So if you say, I don't want the bitter, only solution is get rid of the tongue. You cannot get rid of one. They will both go together. That's why sayj, suhaavee, sarab, sukh, hun dukhaa nahi jaa-ay, ich punni vad bhagani var paya har raa-ay. Ich, the primary desire. Only one desire. The Creator also had only one desire. When the Creator came into the awareness that I am, what was his desire? That was the first and the last. Creation. The Creator had one desire. What? To create. That is why this creation is the only begotten Son of my Father. One creator, one creation. Guess what we did with it? We made that Jesus the only begotten Son. That's not what he's saying. If he is the only begotten, we are the bastards. Are we not his children? How can you translate the only begotten Son is the Jesus? What happened to the rest of them? We don't understand the language of the mystics. We get caught in our own created net, the net of words. The Creator had only one desire. That's why the creation came into existence. And once he got busy with the creating, he hasn't had any other desire. He doesn't want to do anything else. And he wasn't done in 6 days. He's not done even now. He's creating. Because he's not finite. He's not limited. If he was done in 6 days, then the creation is limited. He is limited. Then someday the science will find the boundary of the creation of 6 days. And when the scientists went, they came back with the answer. It is still going on. 13.5 billion light years away, it is still going on. Because that was the fundamental question. If he is done, there should be a boundary. Right? When you do the work in your home, you cut the vegetables and you make your meal, whatever is left you throw out in the trash. Right? Where is your trash? Outside the boundary of this building. Right? You pick that trash, put it outside, and then the trash people comes and they take it away. But the trash is thrown out from the boundary of your home. Now when we say that the God takes the sinners and throws them out, what is the boundary of his house? Where is he throwing them out? You see? Can then hell be outside him? Because if it is outside him, that means there is a boundary. That means he is limited. That is why the mathematician have this riddle. Is your God all powerful? And the answer is yes. Okay. Can he make a stone this heavy that he cannot lift it himself? Now you see the riddle in this? Can he make a stone this heavy that he cannot lift it himself? See the circular logic? If the stone is that big, because he is all powerful, he can create such a big thing. But then he goes to lift it and he cannot lift it. Then he is limited. Then he is not all-knowing, all-powerful, omniscient. And if you say no, he cannot make it, that again proves him not to be all-powerful, almighty. So we get caught in, we don't say this is a ridiculous, absolutely erroneous assumption, a statement, a thought. It's a circular logic. Get rid of it. No, we keep on going in circles in this. Our desire, the final desire, is what? I am into this circular life now. I'm coming and going, coming and going. I don't want it anymore. Right? You have heard the statement, stop the world, I want to get off it. That's our ultimate desire. Right? Every one of us are on a spaceship called Earth. And we are moving through the space. We are going around the sun at 68,000 miles per hour. Make one whole trip around the sun in 1 year. These spaceships are from Mini. The real spaceship is this. And what is our basic desire? I want to get out of it. And that desire is fulfilled when? Sajan pargatay. When he manifests, that's your final gift from him. Which is, Ich punni vadbhagani var paa-i-aa raa-ay. What literally means husband. My desire is completely fulfilled. Why? I have him as my husband. What's the difference between this husband and that husband? This husband is going to leave someday. That husband, once married, you are always married. He is not going anywhere. He is forever. Hence, you are forever. Ich punni vadbhagani var paa-i-aa raa-ay. Mil sahee-aa mangal gaavhi geet govind alaa-ay. And that's always the case. Mil sahee-aa. All those who are co-travelers with you, they celebrate your arriving home. Your true marriage with your true husband is celebrated by the entire nature. Har jeha avarna bisai koi duja lave na laa-ay. There is no one like this. There is no comparison. You cannot give an example to explain something. You can say, this thing looks like a rectangle 2 by 4, 2 by this. Because there is something to be compared with. A rectangle with this. Who would you compare him with? Because there is no other one. That is why when and how this thing came into existence cannot be ever proven. Because to say this is how it happened, you have to find at least one eyewitness. But when it was being created, there was no witness. It cannot be explained. And anybody who is trying to explain should say, I am only satisfying your curiosity. That is not a reality. Nobody knows the reality. That is the whole crux of this religious debate. Whose model is more accurate? God created Adam and Eve, or God created the whole universe. Or God did not create Adam or Eve, they all came by accident, coincidence, natural selection. Okay, keep on. Go on. It is your arrogance, it is your ego that is saying, I know the answer and my answer is better than yours. Today the books are being written with the title, God is dead. Now, if you want to tell me that the biblical definition of God is dead, I may have some sympathy for you. Because biblically it is defined as a vengeful, rewarding, happy, grudging, punishing, all kinds of these characteristics. If you read Old Testament, it even tells you what part of the animal body God likes the most. Those pieces of the body you have to keep separate and offer as a sacrifice on the altar. Now, a common sense question, who is eating those pieces? The preacher. And he's saying God is eating. What is the reality? The preacher is asking that when you kill an animal, these are the pieces you should pick and bring it to the temple or the mosque. It doesn't matter, wherever the sacrifice is. Why is that? It's written in the holy book because God likes these pieces. And we are so gullible. We willingly believe it. We buy it. I was listening to a Muslim preacher on the YouTube, and he was telling 3 divisions of an animal. The pieces that are for offering are these. The next is for you and your friends and family. And the next, the discards that you would normally throw away, is for the people of the lower classes. This is exactly what's being done here also in America. Where do you think the meat for your dog food and cat food is coming from? That is something that you would otherwise discard. They take all of that waste and grind it and create animal feed. All in the name of religion. If you want to get away from all of this, then remember this line. Har jeha avar na disai, koi duja lave na laaye. There is no other one. Don't give me this nonsense that Moses' God was different than Jesus' God, than Muhammad's God, than Buddha's God. Don't give me that. I am not buying it. There is only one God. And there is only one creation. And it is His creation. And everybody is equal. There is no chosen one, there is no discarded one, there is no higher one, there is no lower one, there is no preferable one, there is no weaker one, stronger one, none of that. This logic that God made the man stronger so that the woman can serve him is all humbug. Everyone is playing their own role as assigned by the nature. Just because there is a different role, it does not make them higher or lower. Why? Because there is only one creator. And there is only one creation. Halat palat savaari-on nature ditee-an jaa-ay sansaar saagar te rakhi-an bahud na janme Dhaa-ay. Halat palat. Halat means this dimension, palat means the other dimension. In both dimensions, the life is a successful life, and it is now nature. Nature, without movement. No more coming going. One blissful existence. Sansaar saagar te rakhi-an bahud na janme Dhaa-ay. You have to be born again, because this dimension requires two. You would not be pushed back into this dimension. Jehva ek anek gun tare nanak charne paa-ay Fulgun nit salaahee-ai jisnu til na tamaa-ay. Jihvai, the tool to say this, which is the tongue. The tongue is limited. It cannot cover all of the characteristics of that all-powerful energy. All you can do is Tare nanak charne paa-ay. Just surrender to him. Once you surrender to him, Fulgun nit salaahee-ai jisnu til na tamaa-ay. The one who has no positive or negative, just stay attached with that. Just stay in love with that, and that would complete the journey that you have come to take it on this planet. So this is 13th hymn on page 136. This completes the series of 12 months, and we will move on to the next Bani next week. Thank you all for coming. So if there is any now comment or question, the lines are still open.